Welcome ladies and gentlemen, today I want to take a look at the Magicka Sorcerer PvE build for Clockwork City. This is the non-pet build. Because I know that I have a pet build and a non-pet build, and I know a few people really don't like pets. You will get slightly more DPS with a pet build, however. Now stats, we have pretty good stats. We need so much Magicka recovery. Then we're using the Apprentice Mundus. This is optimized for dungeon and trials. If you play solo, use the lever Mundus. Gives you penetration, which is a little bit more damage overall. Buff food, Witch Mothers. You need this, otherwise you will run out of sustain. Unless you want to do a heavy attack between all abilities, then you could run this. Use the spell power pots, Magicka Sorcerer Prophecy, and give us Magicka. Race, High Elf. Gives you 4% shock damage, 10% max Magicka and some recovery. A Dark Elf and a Breton also works. Now what gear do I run? I do have different gear setups on my website, which will result in similar DPS. I will put a link into the description. Please also don't forget to subscribe. Now the gear. 5 Julianos, 3 Moon Dancer, and the Moon Dancer Inferno Staff with a Shock Glyph infused. Back bar Nernholm Maelstrom Staff with weapon damage, spell damage enchantment. Now I run Valkin. You can run Valkin or Ilembris, but the reason why I run Valkin is because I want the health. Because we run Witchmother's Brew, otherwise my health will be a little bit low. However, you also could just invest a few points into health. If you want Ilembris. That's it. On my website I also have the setup without the Maelstrom stuff, in case you don't have any. What about Asylum? Now for this build, Asylum stuff is actually good, but I didn't include it because 99% of the people will not have this stuff. It only drops in hard mode of the new trial, it's very difficult. Maybe you get lucky and it drops from a leaderboard score. That's the next thing. Now, next thing, all spell damage glyphs here. Why do I run Nernholm on the back bar? It's because it's our AoE bar. We apply all our AoE dots and then heavy attack. So our abilities have more spell damage, they do more damage. That's the main reason behind this. Champion points, you also can find them on my website. Pretty standard setup. More important here, spell erosion. You need to decide for yourself how many points you want to put in here. If you're already at the penetration cap, you can take a few out and put a few to master at arms. Just make sure you have 75 points here to get the exploiter passive. Skills, Crystal Frag. You only use this on instant proc. What does that mean? You see it procced. You can shoot the crystal. Casting is not good, you will lose a lot of DPS. Hardened Ward, strongest shield in the game, 20k shield, you're not gonna die. You have this up. But you need a shield. Force Pulse. That's also why it's so easy to do Maelstrom Arena on Sorcs, because they have just a huge shield. Force Pulse, this is your spammable ability. Also procs Crystal Frag a lot. Inner Light gives us 7% max Magicka, 5% from the ability. And 2% from Magicka control passive. Bound Aegis, another 8% max Magicka. Need to be double slotted. Then Shooting Star. Gives us another 2% Magicka. You don't really use this though. You can if you want, but Thunderous Rage is better. Blockade of Storms, your strongest AoE dot more or less. It's really hard. Liquid Lightning, same AoE dot. Mage's Wrath, you execute, and then Haunted Curse. You activate this every second rotation. Last 12 seconds. Then Thunderous Rage. You see, ultimates are cheaper on Sorc. Because of Power Stone, you get reduced ulti cost, which is really nice. Other than that, maybe, let me see, this is also important, passive, gives you more overall spell damage. You have implosion and energize, so you have more shock damage from this passive, more shock damage from high elf. Really good. Rotation wise, not too difficult because we don't use pet. We'll use elemental drain, otherwise I will rip. This is just to show the rotation. Basically, we always reapply our dots on the back bar. This here every rotation and this here every second. Then we just force pulls till we have to reapply. And if crystal frag procs, you want to shoot crystal frag. Very important. Let me show you. If you run into sustain issues, you always can do a few heavy attacks instead of a force pull. Maybe another important thing to mention, Ancient Knowledge, Flame Stuff, 8% more single target DPS, Shock Stuff, 8% more AoE. So we have a flame here, we get more force pulls and crystal frag damage. Okay, let's try. So you can see had to do a few heavy attacks, otherwise I would have run out of resources. But in a raid where you have necrotic orbs, like when you synergize something, you get 4k Magicka back, so you'll be fine. Now in terms of the damage, sure, like I said, if you have the pet with you, you will get like 3-4k more DPS. Now you see Liquid Lightning, Blockade of Storms, our two AoE abilities are also the strong single target abilities. My spell crit is 52 in average. And overall I only had 43% crit, so that was really bad luck overall. Thunderous Rage, our ultimate. Then we have Crystal Frags, Light Attack. Charged is our Shock Glyph, charged weapon. This here. Did quite a lot of damage. Walking Storia, 1.2k. Like I said, if you want to run Elembris, you can. Up to you. What else is there to say that is important? Don't think anything. Here. Minor Vulnerability, 55% uptime. That's 8% more damage. That's a concussion that is applied via the Shock Glyph or via shock abilities. Off balanced is the proc you get from this here. While the enemy is concussed, off balance procs when Blockade of Storm is present. Gives you 10% more damage because of the champion points here. The Exploiter passive. Those are the most important things. Other than that, I don't think there's anything important. Yeah, maybe the weapon damage glyph on my back bar had a 53% uptime. That's basically it. If you have any questions for this build, please ask me in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe. If you liked the video, hit that like button. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.